What's going on? We're back at the park and it has been some time since we've been here, but I was out in Asia for a little bit, had a little skate trip and some vacation, but we're back and I figure what's the better way to come back to the home park than to try some shit I've never tried before. Today I got a trick that I really have never done. That trick is front shove, backside crooked grinds. I have always admired people who could do that trick, always loved the way the trick looked. I could just never figure out how to actually do it. And today, it's a beautiful day. It's finally fall in California. It's not so hot and I got my perfect ledge that I love learning tricks on. So I'm gonna try to dissect this one, really see if I could just figure this out finally, because I just need this trick. This shit is dope and I want this one in the bag. You know the deal. I'm gonna throw on my socks and shoes, give you my hypothesis, and see if we can figure out how to front shove, backside crooked grind. All right, so front shove, backside crooked grind. I've always kind of just struggled with like how to place the front shove. I guess maybe I just don't have a lot of experience doing front shoves other than like just popping a front shove on flat or down something. And I think maybe I've got to adjust my feet for this one to make it either a little snappier and like quicker, or just make it kind of lofty and just like be very nice and easy into the backside crooked grind. But I think my main hypothesis for this trick is going to be I've got to figure out how to see the trick. Just like the heel flip crook, when I had that problem where like I couldn't see past my shoulder and I had to look through my arm to kind of see what I'm doing. I feel like that's going to play a big role in this one too. I'm not sure if that's going to be all of my problems, but I think that's going to have a major contribution to what's actually going to make this trick work, because I can front shove and I can backside crooked grind. So the logic in my head is I could do this trick no problem. I can do them both pretty easily and I just got to combine the two. I think another main thing that I'm really gonna have to figure out is just how I front shove. I don't think the front shove has to be super quick. The way that Tom does it, he does it pretty chill. He'll kind of pop his front shove like a little softer and like not really try to catch it like how you would if you were trying to flip into a grind. He kind of just like places it. It's more like a front shove and then you just land in the crook rather than a front shove, catch, control, all that. Like it's just pop shove, put your foot onto a crook right away. That's really what it seems like. I don't know if that's gonna be true. I'll figure that out once I start trying this, but that's definitely my two predictions for this trick. It's gonna be front shove, a little more chill, a little slower, a little loftier, and also look through my arms so I can see what I'm doing and hopefully lock in the crook. And let me know what you guys think about this new edit, the way I'm doing it. I updated my MacBook. Well, I kind of forced it to update last night and I was able to get it to edit in 60 frames like my phone films. So if you guys are rocking with that, let me know in the comments. If not, I'll go back to 30, that kind of little cinematic look that I was usually doing, but just let me know. The feedback is always appreciated and definitely helpful going forward making videos. All right, I got my socks and shoes on. It's time to get to the ledge, figure out how to do front shove, backside crooked grinds. But first, we gotta do those warm-up tricks, make sure they're in the bag. It's been a minute since I've done them, so we'll see how this one goes. Might be a little harder than usual, or might go quicker, might get lucky, but we'll see what happens. All right, I just got through the warm-ups. It's chill, it's very mellow. Heel flip crook was oddly easy, so we're gonna see how this goes. Sometimes it's a bad omen when things are a little too easy, but we'll keep it positive today. I'm gonna start on the little ledge, see how I gotta like stall this trick. Hopefully that gives me a little insight as to how to do it, because I'm starting from no knowledge of how to do this trick at all. This is actually kind of a good time for my twin shape because I could skate it either way and I could get back to my back crook groove on the front truck if I flip this shit around. If I do it real quick and just get it into it, I feel like that's the key to this, because it's feeling a little inaccurate and I definitely waxed the shit out of that side of the ledge. So we'll see how to make this feel not so scary. I definitely think this is going to be one of those where my front foot is on it way before my back foot, and I almost have to kind of just leave my back foot hanging out, just lock in with my front foot. The thing I'm kind of noticing with this trick is the front shove tends to want to over rotate. That's probably because I'm just not slowing it down enough, but I think that's the key. Maybe I got to just slow it down because I'm trying to do a front shove like I think I have to do it, and I'm not thinking about how it actually works. If I slow the shove down, press into the crook, that's how it's gonna work. Not doing it quicker, because I only have a split second to catch and try to like put it in. I need to do a slow front shove to the crook itself. That's the key. That's the first one I locked into. So what I took from that, take a little bit of an angle, not too much. Pretty parallel, but just a slight angle, kind of be a little bit away from the ledge. I also got to keep my shoulders like pretty leaned in as if I'm going to do a crook, because otherwise it just kind of hits my foot and bails. So slow shove, lean in, crook grind. Also, I feel like this is a good thing to mention. A way for you to not fall on ledges when you're trying stuff like this, like I don't really have a bail for this yet because I don't do this trick, but you're never gonna find yourself in a weird situation if your upper half is always up. Meaning if your chest is pointed upward and you're not hunched over, you're most likely not gonna just slam to your side or to your chest or to your back, because your momentum is gonna keep you up. You're gonna already have the advantage by being upright. That's always gonna keep you safe. At least it keeps me safe. If my chest wasn't up, I would have gotten got. Also, I apologize for my grunting. I'm trying real hard out here. This one is a little scary. Everything else is pretty much solid. I can shove in, locking in. But my foot is kind of getting like right here and it's rolling. It's not really like landing flat. Got to figure out how to fix that. All right, so unfortunately, the park got way too crowded to finish this video, but I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get this trick. Got everything down, got the little technicality shit figured out, but I just gotta put one down, and I need a park that doesn't have a million kids running around. So I'm gonna see you tomorrow. We'll figure this one out. All right, we're back. So before I get into this today, I feel like this is a good place to do kind of like a mid-video hypothesis with this new knowledge I have now. I thought a lot about this trick overnight, and I realized the main problem I was really having, and I'm still having, is I don't know where the nose of my board is gonna be. I can't really figure out how to get consistent tries with the pop shove, because I don't really have a pop shove that is similar to someone like Tom's, where it's pretty like lazy, and I don't mean lazy in like a negative way. It's just very like effortless. My pop shoves are a lot more popped and like more set up to go down stuff or over something, where I'm not really able to control how low my board is going. So I had a lot of trouble on that lower ledge like that. And I kind of jumped the gun and went to the taller ledge thinking it was going to be easier. But I realized the root of my problems are I just don't know where the nose of my board is. So today I got to really figure out how to slow this down or speed it up depending on what I'm doing it on, and be able to find the nose of my board more consistently. Because some tries I'd get the ledge, some tries I'd get my nose, and you can't really have much information when your tries are so different that you don't know which to commit to. So I'm gonna work on that one today. An even better place to start that I completely avoided yesterday was just doing front shoves on flat. I'm gonna start there so I could really A, warm up, and B, figure out this whole front shove situation I got going on. I'm gonna use a real old school method of learning this trick. That's the ledge, and I'm gonna try to pop onto it and land in crook. All right, let's do that exact same thing, but let's try to stall a ledge that isn't waxed. I also gotta get comfortable just being far away from the ledge. I was a little further than I would usually be on a trick, but that's how I gotta do this one. I like the way that setup felt. I feel like once I set up like this, take a little bit more space away from the ledge, I feel like that's how I gotta do it. That felt nice. It actually got in and grinded. It's the first one. All right, well, at least I got that one out the way. I like where I'm at with the lock-ins. I think it's time to go back to where I started yesterday and get to the little edge, because I understand this a lot more. I understand the angle I got to take, and I also understand where my shoulders need to be leaning, because I was messing that up completely yesterday. This is a good place to be. Everyone is going to my front foot. Everyone is hitting the ledge. It's just a matter of fine tuning that last little bit of the shove to make sure that it's actually locking into a proper crooked grind. Only thing left I got to do is land it. Done damn near everything else but roll away. The only reason to keep stopping is because I'm just locking the wrong side of my truck. It's so hard just to find the right side. And I think shove nose grind is probably easier, but I like crook. I think it gives it a little more flavor. You guys have no idea how difficult that was. That was a really hard trick. That probably was the hardest trick I've done so far in this entire series. I landed one, and usually I would do a lot more, but that was about 300 tries between the 2 days of just trying one trick to land it one time. So I know when to quit, catch my little dub. This might not be the day that I get it on lock, but it's definitely the day that I did a trick that I've never done in my life. Shout out my boy Evad the God from back home. He's the one who suggested that I try this trick, and I got one from my boy. So shout out my man Dave. If you guys like this, please let me know what you think. Comment below, like and subscribe. You know that helps me. And I'll see you guys next Sunday, as always. Until next time, peace.